Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Elizabeth, and today we are going to be talking about 10 ways to help your child to be smarter, to gain more intelligence, to enjoy their life, and to be prepared for the future. That's the whole goal, right? I am talking about making smarter kids, being smarter yourself, learning tips from the wealthy, learning tips from successful people, learning tips from healthy people, all of these things, because it can help you live a better life, a more peaceful life, a more enjoyable life, right? It's not because we're trying to have all this money and do all this stuff or be the smartest person in the world. It's not about that. It's about giving them the tools, giving ourselves the tools, and then our children so that they can succeed, right? It's not all about the money. It doesn't mean that if someone makes millions of dollars that their child is more successful, or if they're in these advanced classes, they're going to be more successful or happy or enjoy their lives. Like, I would much rather have my child and my son just be happy. I want to be happy. But in order to be happy, I really think that you need to be able to take care of yourself. You need to be able to make good relationships. You need to find things that you enjoy. You need to find something that you're good at and that you can serve the world doing. And so that's why I want to share these things, right? It's not because you need to be the smartest, you need to be the best, you need to have the most money. It's because these things are tools that can help you to create a good life, to find a good partner, to find good friends, to find good jobs, and to find meaning and purpose and to enjoy your life. So let's talk about those things. So number one is music lessons. So plain and simple, research shows that music lessons can make kids smarter. Now, why does music help kids and why does it help them be smarter? Well, compared with children in the control groups, all of these are scientific, so that is a helpful thing. That's what I look for. I look for what actually works. But in these control groups, so these studies, children in the music groups exhibited greater increases in full-scale IQ. The effect was relatively small, but it generalized across IQ subtests, index scores, and a standard measure of academic achievement. So musical training can help everyone, young and old. It helps your brain, it activates your cognitive system, and it helps you to be thinking about things differently, to be affected by things differently. So music is a powerful tool. Music can help you be creative. It can activate certain areas in your brain. It's the skill of learning an instrument as well. So it's the process of learning the instrument, but it's also the music that's being played and what it does to your mind, etc. So definitely check out music. 2, the dumb jock myth is a myth. So it's super important to not just be sitting in your room all day or keeping your kids with their iPads, etc. There can be a time and place for this, but you want to get them moving, getting outside, playing sports. And so successful people, after they exercise, are going to be more successful and healthy and happy. Exercise is critical. So in a 2007 study of humans, German researchers found that people learned vocabulary words 20% faster following exercise than they did before exercise. And that the rate of learning correlated directly with levels of BDNF. So a 3-month exercise regimen increased blood flow to the part of the brain focused on memory and learning by 30%. Exercise is critical. I say this all the time. Exercise is important. So for adults, you need to exercise. It's literally changing your brain. It's changing your mood. It's helping you to be less stressed. It's helping you to focus. It's helping you to feel good. It's helping you create a healthy body and mind and just system. And so imagine what this does for your kids as well. It helps them stay focused. It helps them get their energy out. It helps them, if you're doing it with other kids and peers, it helps them learn problem solving skills and social emotional benefits and so many other things. So your body is designed to help you. Your body was designed to move as well. And so really make sure your kids get an exercise. They can do sports. You don't want to bombard them with all these different sports and activities, but get them outside, get them in the neighborhood, go do activities or walks or bike rides as a family, sign them up for a sport if they're interested in it, and get moving fast. 3, another thing that can help is not to read at your kids or just read to them, read with them. So I say this all the time. I'm probably an annoying reader because we do like the story walk. We look at the pictures. I'm asking questions. It's about comprehension. You want to explain things. It's not, people think, oh, I'm just reading a book. Let me read as many books as I can. It is about exposure to vocabulary and seeing the different illustrations and pictures, but really it's about the process. It's about comprehension. It's about the things that they're learning along the way and the connections that are being made. So getting them to know about how a book is laid out and what the title is, or what illustrations are, what the pictures are pointing to, or how it correlates to something, or what is happening in the story, who are the characters, what are things you notice like in kids books for younger kids, they have pictures, and so it's like, well, what is this object? What color is this? How does it relate to the story? Ask these questions and help read with them. It will help them be smarter instead of like, oh, they just read this book to me. It's like they read this book, we read together. And see what your kids are interested in too. I try to see what my son, what he points out, or he comes up with some really cool ideas or conclusions from the book, and I'm like, yes, that's so cool, and we talk about it. So it's supposed to spark these conversations, and it's supposed to be an opportunity to learn, not just read the words and be done. 4, make sure your kids are sleeping. So I know this can be hard, especially at the beginning with your child when they're younger, or as they get older and they want to stay up later, or devices, or they have activities or things going on, but it's critical to get sleep. There's so many studies that show the correlation between grades and your average amount of sleep. Of course, you can still succeed if you are getting a lot of sleep, but teens who received A's averaged 15 more minutes of sleep than kids who got B's, and in turn averaged 15 more minutes than kids who got C's, and so on. So get that rest. I know I feel so much better when I get rest, when I'm doing some of these things like exercising and eating well and stuff. So really make sure your kids are getting sleep. It's sometimes the simple things. You're like, ooh, what are these things that I need to do to take care of my kids and help them be smart? It's like, feed them good food, love them, give them opportunities to learn, talk to them, tell them about stories and what's going on in the world, let them rest, expose them to music. Like some of these things, it's not like I'm like, this actually, we do this, or we can do this, or this isn't that hard, right? But if you can set up this environment, it really just doing the basics and creating an environment where you do these things will help them be successful. Number 5 is having self-discipline. So IQ doesn't really matter if you don't have the discipline. So it is about your IQ, it is about what you know, but it's also about some of these traits that you have or that you can work on if you don't have them innately. Developing grit, developing conscientiousness. So if you are a conscientious child, you probably are going to do better, right? Have you guys seen kids, or have you been the kid, or have you seen that in your life where someone like really cares? They're very conscientious, or they're very hard on themselves, or they're more gritty. They're like, I'm going to keep working on this project or this problem until I get it done. I'm going to persist. I'm going to keep going. So those are the qualities that are going to help kids be smarter. So it's not just what they know. It's also some of these qualities that help them to want to know the information, to want to stick to the problem, to collaborate better with their peers, etc. 6, learning is an active process. We learn by doing. So I might be talking right now, but then we need to do it, right? So we can learn the information, but then we need to do it. And so sometimes some of these programs like Baby Einstein's, where they're just sitting there, these brain training games, a lot of research has shown that these don't work, and it actually can stunt your child's growth. So real learning isn't passive, it's active, right? If you're learning how to build something, you might need to see the manual, you might need to hear about it from a teacher, but then you actually have to build it to really fully understand it. A lot of people say if you can't teach it, if you can't do the thing, then you don't fully know it. 7 is to try to get your kids to eat well. So kids who are having these foods like oatmeal that are slow digesting and high fiber and high carb, these actually help your kids to perform better and to be more alert. You might feel this if you have sugary foods or candies or things you don't feel as well after. Maybe you do for a few minutes, but then eventually it catches up with you. It's the same for your kids. And so really making sure they're fueling themselves well, it's important. Like I know some people, they don't want to be so strict with their kids or are worried. I know there's eating disorders or all sorts of problems out there, but really if you just focus on the health and if you make good foods, like we love making good smoothies and just all sorts of yummy recipes. Like my son, he loves it. He loves eating fruit and his like whole grain sandwiches and pastas and things like he loves it. He loves his bowl of oatmeal and berries and things and his snack of peanut butter and banana and stuff, you know, and he loves drinking water. It's kind of what you show them and what you teach them. And who knows, this could change. I have no idea. But so far, what you introduce and what you show your child, that is going to play a big role, and it will really, really help them. I promise. 8, happy kids equals successful kids. So like I said, I'm not trying to just be like, he has to be the super smart kid. No, but you want your kids to be happy. That's the goal too, right? We want them to enjoy life. And so a lot of times if you give them information and knowledge and tools, then they can be happy in life. They can enjoy their life, right? And so happiness has a tremendous advantage in a world that emphasizes performance. So it's not all about performance. Please, this can really backfire and hurt your kids if you're like so focused on the grades, so focused on this. Like focus on experiences, focus on what they enjoy, focus on things that they are interested in, and just love them. them. So try to have your kids to help your kids to be happy and give them tools and resources and time with friends and peers and stuff that can make their lives truly beautiful. Number 9, know that their peer group matters. So your genetics and the genetics of your partner does have a huge effect on your kids, but the way you raise your kids, it honestly doesn't have as big of an effect, right? It's who your kids are around and the peers. The peers can really affect them, and the peers' families if they're with them a lot. So be mindful, what schools are they going to? What locations are they around? What neighborhood are they in? What people do they have access to, or do they not? So this is really important, and it's something that I've been really thinking about. Where do we want to be, and what do we want our son to be around? You can't control everything perfectly, but what would be an ideal place? Because his peers are going to be a huge influence on him. So we want to try to steer that if we can. I know not everybody has a choice, but if you can, then it can be helpful. Lastly, believe in them. Believe that they're smart. I know there's a lot of research on if you say you're so smart, that can negatively impact your kids. But overall, like, you have to believe in them. They want to say believe in their effort and like say, that was you're so hardworking. I really like how you kept working at that problem, right? We can praise the grit and the focus and the perseverance. That is important, but they do need you to believe in them. Like, I know I benefit so much from having my parents who are like, yes, you got this. You can do it. You can do whatever you put your mind to, even if who knows if I actually can. It really gives you that strength and that own belief and helps you to believe it yourself and to be willing to put that effort in. So believe. Your kids need it. So I hope this video was helpful. I know these are the things that I'm interested in, and so I'm constantly learning. So I'm just sharing what I'm learning with you. I hope this was helpful to you. What else would you add? What specific tip did you like the most? What do you think you're going to add? Is there any that stood out to you? Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. It really supports the channel and helps me make more videos like this so that people can improve themselves and help their kids and live happier and healthier lives. And feel free to subscribe for more if you like videos like this. I'll be posting more videos on my channel. I'll be posting at least Monday through Friday. If not, I'll add bonus videos on Saturday and Sunday as well. So thank you so much for being here. You've got this. Keep learning, growing, and being the best person you can. The world needs it. You need it. You deserve it. Your kids deserve it. You got this. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.